Well, how y'all doing? Y'all making it? Y'all doing your thing? Welcome back to Neil RC, y'all. I'm Scott. You guys are you. Thank you all. Thank you, every one of you 67 people out there that are actually tuned into this, hopefully, on YouTube. And I'm also going live on Facebook on this other camera over here. We're going to see how this does for once. Got some packages in the mail. Going to have a small project to do tonight. Figured I'd go ahead and I'd share it with you all. I am going to go get my computer that is also Facebook capable, and I'm going to put that right over here where I can see the comments on the Facebook page. So y'all just stay tuned. I'll be right back. I'm going to go grab that and set that right here somewhere where I can log in and get everything taken care of. And we will see you guys in just a minute. Alright, there we go. Now I can see by this one over here with everybody's chit-chatting, and that way if anybody has any questions on why I'm doing it and what I'm doing, we all know. First of all, we got to open up the packages. So we are going to go ahead and we're going to grab ourselves a pair of these safety scissors. Why? Because safety scissors are supposed to be safe for all you crazy people like me. And what do we have here? We have Hot Racing gear covers, y'all. Hot Racing gear cover. Yeah, that's going. We know where that's going. Yeah, we know what that's all about. Let's see what we got in here. Hopefully this is the other. Yeah, some steel gears. Some beautiful steel gears for our little puller for my wife. Yes, sir. That'll go right together really, really, really good. That's for Red Cat. And then we got the Hot Racing gear cover. Now I'm going to do this real nice for you. See if we can't get that in the video. There we go. It shows up. And then we'll do the same thing over here, which I think is going to be something like that, maybe. There we go. And then, of course, the steel gears, their numbers are right there for y'all. Right in there. Oop, my finger's in the way of the 20 tooth. There we go. And then we'll bring it right back over here for you all to see it. There we go. And we're going to put this thing together. I already got my bearings here. Brand new clean bearings. And all the pieces are right here. Make sure that we have that in the tuned area. So, we got not a whole lot going on. Looking to see the live chat. Let's see. Yeah, nothing being said yet. That's okay. I know how it is. We got our beautiful, golly sakes. Yeah, doesn't that look nice? Doesn't that look nice? Very nice. It even comes with the hardware to put it in with. That's a nice little saver package. Yeah, there's a big delay. I'm just now getting over there to grabbing the package of the gears. So there is a delay, y'all. So just be patient with me. As soon as I see the comments, I will reply the best I possibly can. You're now watching a live video? Yeah, I know I am. So let's see. Is Mama still on there? Mama, can you type in something if you're still on? If you're the one that's actually on there, can you comment on the video? Well, I got one. So apparently I'm supposed to use this big one that I got over here. That's drive shafts. We can leave that out for right now. Yeah, we're probably supposed to use this pin over Yep, that's it. We're going to be using our old pins from our old rods. That's cool. I did get a new pin for the other gear here, which is cooler. We get to keep the old shaft, which is just fine and dandy. I am going to be using my all great grease here for udder butter. Got that all set up, ready to rock and roll right here. Yes, sir. We're going to use that old udder butter. Nothing but the butter. Smooth butter. So, anyways, we got to get our gears in to start with. We're going to put, oh yeah, they are a very snug fit, y'all. Very snug fit. I like that. That goes together real good. They ain't going to be spinning. And right there, just like that. I do have some, oh, it's right there. See, told you I was all prepared for it. I even had a little oil just to pre-coat the new bearings. Well, apparently I got to prick the end on this one yet. So let me prick the end. Let's see. Grab my pricker. There we go. Wobble, wobble, wobble. It's never been opened. I got another bottle in there that I've been using that we had with the little race cars on the track, slot cars. Yeah, where that crawler course is, we had a slot car track on that literally took up the whole track. 2 layers high. Yeah, that was a doozy. That was fun while it lasted. Alright, now we got that taken care of. We're going to take our big gear, slide that into place, put our pin. Probably wouldn't hurt to put the pin in first, wouldn't you think? Yeah, I think we probably ought to put that pin in first. Probably the gear too. That way we can just slide the whole unit together at once. Oh yeah, that's going to be a very tight fit. I'm going to love that, and so won't she. So there's that one. Now we've got this gear right here. It's the one that has no slot, and what that does is it gets 2 of these littler bearings. These littler bearings are the ones that came out of the center. And let's see, let's get this off of inches because we all do with millimeters. That is a 10 millimeter bearing that way, as you can hopefully see from the glare. You guys ain't gonna see too awful well on that camera. It's 10 millimeters tall and 4.3 millimeters narrow. We're gonna put that gear, 2 of them, on this big shaft that sits in the middle, and that goes one end on one side of the bearing of this middle gear, and then we take another one, hope if we grab the right one, and we stick the other one right there. That gear just spins on those 2 bearings. And yes, I almost forgot. Thanks for reminding me, guys. You're on top of your game today. Drop of oil. Just like that. Right on the bearing itself. Then we'll set that gear right down in there. And then we get the top gear, which is part of this other shaft that your spur gear hooks into. We're going to take that nut off, of course. We got that new pin sitting right here, ready to go in. We're going to take that like so. Slide that into there. Line up the slots so they look like so. Hopefully everybody gets to see all this. Trying to do a good video this time, guys. I really am. This is for a red cap puller that we got going on. Funny thing about it is the plastic gears that were in this were actually fine. The plastic gear itself. What went wrong in it was the fact of the what do you call it? The little metal stud that goes through this decided it was not going to stay in tune with the rest. And I don't think I put oil in that, did I? You didn't catch me put oil in that, did I? Well, I'm going to give it another dousing just in case. I'll do it just in case I did forget. I don't want to forget. That's an important step. Alright, so there's that. Now, we already put the big bearing down here. We don't need a bearing there because the rod just sits in that. But we need to put another bearing right there. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this bearing, put a few little drops of oil on that side, and a few little drips and drops of oil on that side. And then we're going to push this into that hole. Sometimes they go in really easy. Sometimes they don't. There it goes. Pop! Right up in there. Real good shape. Really good shape. And then we're going to take that whole cover and we're going to test fit this. Oops. I would do that wrong. You guys saw me do that, didn't you? And you didn't say a word about it. Shame on you. You're supposed to have my back on that. Alright, we're going to put that piece in that way. Put this piece in there this way. And we're going to line up that top gear to that. And we're going to test fit this first. Oh yeah, that is. Without even any grease in that, that is pretty smooth. I like that. Alright, now that we got that part done, we're going to close up the oil because the oil's done. We don't need no more oil. We're going to set that back over there. Just like that. We're going to go grab our Cow RC grease. And some people think I go overboard with this. When you're pushing and you're hauling 60 pounds or better, is what the plans are. I'm hoping that we can get that much in there for weight. We're going to go ahead and squirt a little bit of grease. Just like that. Then we're going to take our nice cover, work that right back in there like so. Give it a spin. I ain't wiping that up. Not quite yet. Now I'm going to pull that back apart. I'm going to check all my gears and see how I've got the grease going. Because if I need more grease, I can add more grease. I want to see grease all the way around them outsides. See how it is on the top two? These top two here? How the grease has actually worked its way all the way around? I want to see that same thing on that bottom one. When I see that all the way around the bottom one, then I know I've got it covered good. Grab me a clean rag. Give it a little bit of a spin off of both sides. Alrighty, now we'll go ahead and we will wipe the grease off this time because we got a little excess. Once I get this all bolted together, I'll go ahead and really wipe it down good. I want to make sure I've got grease all the way around. Yeah, see that? Now I've got grease all the way around everything. It's coated. And now I'll go ahead and we'll start putting this thing together with our new hardware that we've got. That's the new motor screws for the bottom. That actually, those screws there actually go to the bottom of the plate itself. So that's good. Up here in the front, we have a medium-sized screw here that goes through, and this gets attached to a nut. And if I'm not mistaken, I need to get me a nut out of my bag. If I'm not mistaken, let me see. Those are the bearings. Swing over here. There's my nuts. Keep all my nuts somewhat separated. Most generally they're just by size. That's all. I don't want silver, I want black, seeing how it's black. And I'm going to need a pair of needle nose to get in there to get a black one. See if I got the right size. Yeah, I do. Goody goody. I'm going to grab my 5.5, set that on there, and then we're going to grab a 2.0, which I have right here. Yep, that's right. They are Hobby Park. You guys probably can't see that. Let's see if I can't get that. Hobby Park, yeah. And we're going to tighten up that nut to that screw to help start squeezing this together. Like so. Now it's together, at least for the time being. This is the motor plate that we're using for this project, and it looks to me as if we have a place here in the front for another bearing. But if I'm not mistaken, I don't think I am, that actually fits just like that. See how that fits together? I believe that's how that is going to end up going. Very nice. Low center. I do believe that's how that is going to go. It's going to go just like that. Boop. So we'll set that like so. And of course these screws go right in through, but there are spacers in them. Okay, and these spacers are actually kind of specific to this particular motor mount. But I'm going to attempt to do the almighty thread through, get everything lined up, pass it through. Not tighten it up all the way, hopefully, so that I can get the other ones in. They all gotta go in nice and easy. And right about there. This one here I'm going to use my needle nose for. And all I'm going to do with this is I'm going to set this in here with my needle nose. If I can. There's not much room in there. And I'm trying to do this without my glasses. There it goes. Had to pick up on it just a little bit. Now we'll set this screw up. Just enough to put a little tension on it. And then we get to tip it over, because we got to put one down in here. Right about there. Right in here. Right where this is. We got to put one right in there. Is the next screw that we're going to put in. And I'm hoping I can do that this way. We shall see. And this is going to be a whopper of a reach. Should go right through though. Yep, just like that. Peanut butter and jelly. Who still eats peanut butter and jelly here? You're doing a marvelous job, son. Well, thank you, Mama. Appreciate it. You're doing a good job, sweetheart. Thank you, baby. I'm trying to do it. I got the camera for YouTube recording this. I've got the other one that this can't, well, I'm waiting on the computer to catch up. Yeah, there we go. I got my phone actually doing the recording of the video, and I got the computer back here in the corner, which you can see right here in the corner of the screen. Right there. I got that so I can watch the comments. We'll see how well that works. Apparently Matthew didn't hang in very long. Or he's just sitting there watching but not doing anything. Commenting. Probably because he's working. Crazy guy. He works a lot. Don't blame him. Everybody's got to earn an income. He's got kids to look after. All right. So this is all there. Now we get to do the fun stuff. We got to put our spur gear on. And I didn't change anything there, so this should hopefully just line right up. I got a feeling I'm going to have to go the other way with this. No, it does go the other way. I gotta figure it out. I gotta get my groove together here. There it goes. See how nice that is? Just like butter. Then we take that with our little bitty shim that goes in there first. Then we got our washer shim goes in there next. Actually, I think it might go the other way around on that, to be honest with you. Yep, that's what it is. The middle washer, then the spacer on this one. And then you take your nut. Some people don't put the little washer, the spacer. They just go right ahead and do their thing. I like to use the spacer most generally. There are times I do not use that spacer. Okay? There are times I do not use that spacer for obvious reasons. Oh yeah, listen to that. Butter smooth. Gotta love that other butter. Hey, as far as that goes, that Hot Racing gearbox was pretty decent. And the gears that I got from Red Cat, they're actually pretty decent. I like that. That actually worked out pretty darn good. Now we got our 4 screws for that. We can set this over yonder here. Take that tray over there. Got to clean up the desk a little bit because our next one is a bigger item that we have to bring up here to mount to the table, so we can mount our ends to everything here. Alright, so gearbox is together. The only thing we got to do now is mount it to the skid plate that's on the vehicle itself, and then this will be done, other than mounting the drive shafts, which I've got already right here. All I got to do is mount them to the ends, and I'll probably do that here in a little bit. Thinking, yeah, I did. You see what I did? Can you all see what I did? Yeah, you did too, don't you? You see it? Can you see it? Can you see the boo-boo I made? Yeah, can you see the boo-boo I made? I do. I should have seen that coming. So guess what I get to do? I get to pull these 4 screws back off, switch this around to the other side. Because I wasn't paying attention! Yay! So, now I got my glasses on, I can't see, so that's what I'm going to blame it on. Which means I get to pull these screws back out. I'm surprised you're able to watch this baby. They're at store working like you are. I really am. Must be slow. Must be very slow there. Oh, is it the back? Yep, that's what it is. Okay. This won't take long. This will be just a pain in the butt. That's all this is. A misinformed issue. And this should be able to slide them out just like that. Take that gear, flip it straight around, we're going to flop this around too, because I think this is where my problem arises. Yeah. And then we're going to take this, slide that once we get the gears all lined up. Yeah, I figured that was going to be an issue. See it coming. See it coming in the end of the night. Yeah, I ain't no singer. I need to stop while I'm ahead. Alright, gears are lined back up. Slide this back together. Grab my needle nose. Adjust my spacers. This one back out. Oop, let me do this. I've already got 2 of them lined up. Let's get the two I got lined up, tightened up a little bit, so we don't lose our goodies. There's that. And I must have, yep, left it in there. Yeah, we all ain't perfect, but by golly, I sure try to be. Yeah, I kind of figured it was kind of slow there right now. You gotta remember, there's a little bit of a delay here on this side, so the comments I'm catching, I look over there every now and then. If I don't see anything new, I just keep my mouth rolling, and there we go. That slid back in together. Tighten that up. Tighten that up. Come down here to the third one that sits on the top. Snug it up. And then we'll come down here to this bottom one. Give that a quick snug up. Now that's better. See how I got the shaft sticking out each side? Yeah, I had this shaft in backwards. Otherwise it'd have been fine. That's all it was. Very stupid mistake. Let's see. Maybe. Yeah, something like that maybe. Hopefully you all can see that. Trying to share it to both screens. Oh yeah, Facebook comes around real good with it. That really shows up good there. You guys are going to get a good viewing of this. So anyway, yeah, now it's all back together. Snugged up the way it's supposed to be. Of course, I don't have to touch the settings on the motor at all. Why? Because I didn't touch them screws. I only took the case off of it. By taking just the case off, that's all I had to worry about, is the case. So now we're going to go ahead, we're going to go over here, I'm going to grab, and it's literally right down here, grab that big heavy rig, bring that up here on the table, so you can see my wife's puller that we're building. Oh yeah, and she's heavy. She's heavy, even without the transmission in it. There ain't much there. Literally, I could take something as light as that and actually pick the whole thing up. It's feather light back there. That's the way it's supposed to be. Don't let anybody tell you different. Okay? Okay. So now we got our front drive shaft that goes up here in the front. This is our rear drive shaft. That's got to go to the back. And now we get to play with our goodies and see, yeah, this has got to go this away in this particular rig. Just like something like that right there is where that's got to go. And then we grab our new screws for the bottom of the transmission. We're going to have to cut them open with our safety scissors. Safety scissors, where are you? There they are. Safety scissors, they work great. They keep me from cutting my fingers. Alright, we got the 4 screws here on the table. Making sure they haven't changed their, nope, 2.0. And again, hobby part. I'm going to say it. Utter butter. There we go. Oop, got to turn it a little bit. There we go. Maybe I can get it in there better this way. Yeah, there we go. Utter butter. Nothing but the butter. The butter is where it's at. Now, This is where the fun stuff begins, because now you got to try and balance this heavy beast. Yeah, you heard the weight? Yeah, I kept it in there. I hadn't taken it out. We get to line up the screw holes to the bottom of the skid plate. I'm not tightening these all the way up yet because I got 3 more screws to put in. We do not tighten all screws until they are all in place. That doesn't mean they have to be snugged all the way up. They just got to be in there good, where they got a couple of good threads in, so that your other holes will help line up a lot easier when you're dealing with metal on metal. You do not want to strip these out. That is not an option. Okay, what we got going on here? Right there, maybe. Yep. That's the reason why you don't snug them all the way up. You got to have a little bit of play there to move that base around a little bit. You got 4 screws you're trying to line up to holes. So you leave them a little loose so you can line everything up. Now, once I get them all lined up, I will go across pattern with them, which means I've already left off with this one down here in the bottom. Was my last one, so I'll come up here to the top across from it, snug that one up. Some people will go to this one. You could. I like going back down here to the bottom, snugging that side up, seeing how I've already done this side, and then I'll come up here to grab this one and snug the top down. And yes, I do go back around and double check. They don't have to up good. There's that. Now we get to have the fun part of installing our drive shaft, and this is something I get a little picky about, and I'm going to explain this with the other drive shaft that I have sitting here on the workbench, not attached to anything at the present time. I will explain this that way. Some of our drive shafts, they come apart in the center, okay? There are some drive shafts that do not. But if you ever noticed that they come apart in the center, be very mindful on how they package them up in the vehicle, for the vehicle, okay? And there's a reasoning for this, and I'm fixing to tell you here in just a minute. They are balanced to help the wobble of the drive shaft. Anybody that works on a real car will probably figure that out, that they are. But people that never worked on a real car drive shaft, the drive shafts that are underneath your real vehicle have to be balanced also. And that's what these holes here in the tops are for. Here and here are your pinholes. You line those pinholes up together, and you can adjust accordingly to your balance. But I like to run mine together as close as possible, like that right there. See how they're all centered in? One there, and then the other one's right here. So that would actually cause that to be centered. You've got a chrome plate here that is actually weighted a little bit, and not a lot, okay, but it's just enough weight to keep everything swinging nice and smooth. It does make a difference in how that runs. Some people will run their axles this way to the drive shaft, or transmission up here, axle down here. On the front, I like running them up here and down here, like this. not all this weight down here low. I want it kind of sitting up a little higher. If I need to put more weight to the front, I can always put this bigger piece down below. I do have that in the back set up that way. I've got the big bottom here, bigger, the female end, I guess you want to call it, and then the inside is the male end. I got the female end down here in the back on the bottom side for a little extra weight. Otherwise it was really feather light back here. Could do that up here in the front to give my front a little extra weight for her. I haven't made up my mind yet. Could do it. It ain't that hard. I gotta swing that gearing in here. I believe that's a 1.5. So let me put my 2.0 back. Grab my 1.5 millimeter. We're gonna pop this screw out of this side. A little set screw with a little nub on the end. We're going to take that and set that back in here where it stays put. And then we're going to take our axle from the bottom. Why? Because it's easier. I ain't got to fight the battery tray. And then line that up to the shaft off that front of the transmission. And then I should, with a flashlight, be able to come in here I know there's a gap in there for a reason. Yeah, there it is. I gotta line that gear up, or that pin up. There it goes. Kicked in. Found its hole. Now my shafts are lined up. Both sides, front and back, are all lined up. Now all I gotta do is just pull this shaft out here to the outside a little bit. Turn that set screw out with the pin. Set screw pin, I like to call them, because they're a pin with a set screw end. Alright, we take that, and then we have to pick our fronts up a little bit, because we got to get everything lined up. That's to the side, we'll line our hole up to the side, and then we'll pick this all up to once. Ugh. Oh, I should see something that I did not do right. My shaft is off kilter just a little bit. So we're going to make that line back up. And bada boom, it's lined up. Bring over here with our set screw. We should be able to turn this now a little bit to make that set screw go in a little bit easier. Just like that. And then we gotta there's always one screw that goes in really hard. And then, or it comes, your wrench actually bites in there and refuses to give it back to you. I know how to fix that. I've got a pair of pliers here. I will work that out. Yeah, you hear that? Ka-thunk, ka-thunk. That's a little bit of weight in there, boys. And now we got a working transmission. I will turn this around for you guys so you guys can actually see. Ugh. Oh yeah, that is feather light. That is feather light. Can you all see that good? Yeah, you can see the gears turning. Yeah, buddy. That is working good. That concludes the video. Oh yeah, before I forget. Remember I was telling you about that gear, y'all? That big gear at the bottom? You can see where it got damaged right there. The pin actually slid right out and grooved this whole thing right out smooth. You can actually see that. Yeah. There you go. See how it all grooved out right there? Yeah. She's all grooved out. That's why. But the teeth, every one of those gears in that whole setup, there's not a thing wrong with them teeth. You can actually count with no problem. Those teeth are in fine shape. It was just that one piece. I'll spin this around. That thing right there. The pin slipped out and grooved that whole thing out. Ruined that whole gear. Just because of a pin. Teeth itself are fine. So yeah. The teeth held up. The groove didn't hold. Go figure. But yeah, there's that. All lined up. All synced. Everything. Everything's all good and ready to go. I thank you very much for coming by and seeing Neil RC, y'all. I do appreciate it. Facebook, I appreciate you too, everyone that came in to watch. It freezes every now and then. Yeah, it's probably because I've got like 2 things running off the internet here, and then you're also inside of a metal building there, Renee. Honey bunny. So that's what's doing that. But yeah, I'm fixing to get off of here. This project is now completed enough to where I can actually put it down till the weekend. That's today being Friday. Today being Friday, guys. This should be hitting YouTube sometime tonight if I can get done with it in time. And hopefully my mic is working on the YouTube side. So we'll go ahead and I'll just thank everybody right now for tuning in. I know there wasn't a whole lot of people in here, just Renee and my mother-in-law. Thank you. Of course, Neil RC was on the other side with the computer. He was watching, governing the conversations there. Just want to thank you all 3 of you for coming in, watching the live on Facebook. Hopefully we can get this to take off a little bit every now and then I can record it on my phone, watch it on the computer, and then if the video does real well, I can turn around and upload it to YouTube. So, hey, y'all, thank you for watching. Thanks for sticking with me this minute. This is going on for almost an hour now, guys. Almost an hour. It's time to go ahead and nip this in the butt and say goodbye to everybody. I thank you again. Y'all come back to see Neil RC again. Appreciate it. Y'all have a blessed one.